Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome inside the W.B. Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com. I'm Julian Coulter, now having the pleasure to be joined by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride Field Hockey Team, Kathy Angelis. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Great. Nice being here.
Well, last week of action and your first couple of games, Coach. Just before we get into what actually happened, what were your overall thoughts on how you guys played?
Well, I'm really happy how we started our opening weekend. We have a lot of new players and we have a lot of returning in new positions. But I thought we gelled really, really well and really happy overall.
Now, one of the things you said during preseason was for that first game, it was going to be tough for you to put that lineup card out there. And when you put it out there, you had a couple of freshmen in the lineup, including on that back line with Sawney Davenport and Carissa Whitmore. What were your thoughts on how the decision played out to play all those freshmen in the lineup and how you eventually did with those teams out there?
Right. Well, the freshmen that are playing really have deserved to be in there. They've prepared extremely well. They've played a tremendous amount of hockey. That's the biggest thing, is that they really have played a lot of hockey this summer and in all preparations for the Division I game. And you can see that, you know. There was a little bit of jitters with them, and our pre-game word was resilience. And I can't say enough about how overall our whole team had such great resilience. LaSalle scored first, and we came back with 3 unanswered goals in the first half and 2 more in the second half. So that was fantastic, really.
Now we'll touch on a couple of those things from that 5-1 LaSalle victory. First off, Sella Shern, freshman up top, she scored a hat trick in there. What'd you like seeing from her?
Well, she had great playmaking ability, and she opened up the line a lot. She had 3 goals. I'm sure she probably could have had a few more, but she set a lot of plays up for other players, and the line, and anyone who played on the striking line. It was so exciting to see, because we all gelled up there and worked really hard off ball to make different things happen, and that was great.
Defensively and in the midfield, you guys did an excellent job moving the ball as well as taking away possession from the LaSalle Explorers. What'd you like that your team did there?
Well, that's what we did. We really did move the ball. We made the ball do the work, and especially in preseason when it's still quite hot out, we were very smart to move off ball, so that really helps you move the ball. So I was really happy with that.
Now, one of the things that obviously comes into play, you look at the stats, penalty corners, you guys only scored on 1 of them. How does that improve going further on in the season? Obviously, it was the first game.
Right. Well, it has to improve. It was, like I said, we've only had a few weeks to prepare for the attack corner unit, and we have a number of different players and new players who are coming into set situations that they haven't been in the past, and so that's going to take some time to really click. And we also have a lot of depth, and we're trying to use that right now and try to solidify a number of players in each of those positions. So, and that being said, we had to try different options and different people, and when that happens, you really don't get much of a rhythm from the main battery, but it will get there, and it's going to take some time.
Move on to that game now on Sunday against a number 5 team in Syracuse. What's it like preparing, going from a team like LaSalle to a top 5 team in the country in terms of prep?
Well, most importantly, we have to play our game and what our capabilities are, and what challenges we're going to face is really amongst our team and what we can do, and that's what we really tried to focus on. We knew that we would have to really be top of our game and have a lot of energy and athleticism to stay with Syracuse. I thought we did a very good job staying with their attack, and they only had 1 field goal, and the other 3 were on defensive corners. And from that game, we're going to learn a tremendous amount in all areas of the play. But I think the biggest thing we've really got to focus on is our athletic ability, to play with them. And we can do that. We have the athletes to do that, but we just got to be able to get ourselves mentally focused to be able to play at that level. But I thought we did a great job with them, holding them. We were able to hold them to only 1 goal in the second half, and we also scored. So I was pretty happy with that. And playing the number 5 team in the country, it was really, for us, it was a great prep for the rest of the season.
Now, the CAA is such a tough division, so you do have a lot of ranked opponents there. You also take on Maryland going forward. What can you take away from this, competitive game against the number 5 team, Syracuse? And obviously, you want to go in there with a win, but were you satisfied with the eventual result?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm not happy that we didn't win the game. Of course, we have to go into that, but I'm extremely happy and satisfied as to how we performed for 70 minutes. That's the big thing. Can you play 2 35-minute halves? And we came out really strong in the first half with Syracuse, and we didn't let down when they scored on us. I think in the second half, there were a few times we did let our guard down, and a team like that, you just can't because you become completely vulnerable. But we were very resilient and really fought back and continued to push for the final 35 minutes. But that's what you have to learn from. You have to learn that you have to play as hard as you can for every single minute that you're out there. And this was a great test for us early.
Now, as far as this past weekend goes, do you think there was anything that you didn't get to see from your team that you're going to be looking for now going forward in the season?
Well, there's a lot that we're going to expect to happen from here on out. It was our first opportunity to play. We have a 20-game schedule, so we didn't get an opportunity to even have a test match or exhibition just amongst ourselves. So for the first match against LaSalle and having our first opportunity to face a different opponent, I can't be happier with what we did, and that's going to take some time to click, get chemistry going, and certainly early when you are playing different players and everyone's fighting for starting position and for playing time. Yeah, I'm happy overall on how the weekend went.
Now, you guys have 3 games this week. We'll start with the one on Wednesday. It's against Fairfield. You guys have your first road contest of the season. What are you going to see from the Stags up there?
Well, they're a formidable opponent, and they have some very, very strong, technically skilled players, and we always have a great match against them, and we have to play up there in Connecticut, which is a good thing. We need to get away from Hofstra and see and test, can we play away from here, and so I think it'll be a great challenge for us. And yeah.
2 games on Saturday and Sunday. You get to take on Maine as well as Sacred Heart University, and then that starts a 5-game homestand back here at Hofstra University. What are you looking forward to do this weekend, and how could you guys make sure that you're technically sound?
Well, we just have to keep developing and getting better every day, and we've got a tough schedule ahead of us, and also rest and recovery is really, really important, and it's going to be interesting to see how players can recover and what we're doing physically and mentally to recover and prepare ourselves for the next match. With 3 games this week, that's going to be extremely important. That's probably going to be the number 1 factor that I think is going to go into the weekend, how we recover and get ourselves ready mentally to play 3 matches.
Finally, Coach, what do you have to do to get a couple of victories this week?
I think we have to continue to work on the possession game. We have to work strong on our outletting. I think that's going to be a big factor. If we do that, I know we can connect and get the ball to attack line. We can score goals, and we have a lot of people who can score, so I think that's really exciting.
Thank you, Coach. And Hofstra fans, remember you can tune into the WB Mason Coaches Report every week here on GoHofstra.com.